texting, but hasn't.
But you don't know that for sure, though. You don't know that for sure, right?
That's correct.
And Judge, as of December 18th, 2024, there was a no contact order in place.
I hope that you're not having contact with this
I'm
person.
not having contact.
I hope. Just, let's do this. Why don't we set this off for a couple of days? If you could please reach out. I want to know what he wants or she wants.
Judge,
Taking her in school is really hard.
I want to honor the complaining witness's wishes.
we've,
This is that they just don't know.
well, Judge, can I just recount this? We've been asking them to know this. This is the very first time I was appointed, I approached you on this. You asked them the exact same questions. They've done nothing. They can't get in touch with the complaining witness. I came back on February 2nd. I came back on February 3rd. I came back on February 10th. I came back on February 11th.
That's why this book are agreeing to have that whole section, which is.
But you still don't know.
We have talked to the guardian, just haven't been to go talk to the kid. The legal guardian is an aunt who does not live with the complainant. Who we're talking to is a family friend, we've talked to her, we've given her multiple calls.
So,
We just haven't been able to get.
so let's do this.
Judge,
Let's-
that's a misstatement. The sister's not the legal guardian. The son is living with a family friend right now. His father's in jail.
The complaining witness is a boy or is it a girl?
He's living with a
It's the boy.
schoolmate,
A
Judge.
a friend from school.
He's living with a friend from
His
school.
dad dropped him
And she's
there.
gonna do a
And went to
BIP. The
jail.
chief has offered a BIP and dismiss.
I get it. I understand.
A BIP in a parenting class. Sorry. He did tell me that, Judge.
I understand, but I always want to honor the complaining witness's wishes, right? So let's do this. I do find it unreasonable that they've been here as many times as they have. And let's do this. Reach out to them and say that we're going to subpoena them to come to court if they do not get in contact with you guys. Because I agree with you that it's unreasonable to have to come back 4 or 5 times just to see. So let's set this off maybe like 3 days, 4 days. Reach out to them and say, hey, we are going to subpoena you to come to court. If you guys, all we want to know is what's going on and whether you guys want to have contact and in-person contact as well. So ask everything so that you guys don't have to come back. Anticipate every single question that they're going to want known. So that you can.
Yes, Judge.
So what we can do, so you don't have to waste your time coming to court. We can set it off 3 days, 4 days, and I'll waive your next appearance so you don't have to come here. And then she can reach out to you, phone that, because I don't want you to have to miss work or whatnot or anything. But I have to know what they want.
Is it what my son wants or is it?
It's what the son wants. I don't care what the guardian, I don't care who the guardian is. It's what the son wants. Right. I don't care about a guardian. It's not their decision. And I think that now what, 16?
16-year-old.
He's old enough to know, right? He's almost an adult, so he's old enough to make decisions on his own at this point.
And Judge,
Okay.
I've already accepted the PTI. We will get started on that. So even by this next setting where she doesn't have to appear, excuse me, Judge, she'll already be underway on the PTI.
Okay. I mean, parenting class is probably pretty short, so it's,
It's BIP and parenting classes, Judge. I'm sorry.
what is it?
It's BIP and a
Oh,
parenting class.
BIP and a parenting class. Okay.
I'm not really sure. I've got to figure out how long they want her in BIP and talk to her about that. Your case reset, okay?
Okay.
All right, we'll keep trying. Judge, I have one other one on docket today, and it's just a reset, and I've just been appointed today. Do I have to approach you on those? You've already found probable cause. It's Mr. Hall falsifying the drug
No,
test allegation.
no,
All right, then
no.
I'll just.
Just let him know that he's going to get drug tested about 50 days, just so
Sure.
he knows, and that's it.
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Teacher.
Morning, Judge.
Hey, hi, Frank. How are you, man?
All right. I have Daniel Torres. I've got some new offers. I'd like to set it for a plea, if that's okay. It's not a jail sentence, it's a probation offer, but
Yeah, I mean, it's 225 days old, so I'm not,
yeah,
it's
it's
old,
right.
like a couple weeks,
Okay,
and then plea.
yeah.
Okay.
Because he wants some time to get his affairs in order. We're set for trial on 4/13. We're still waiting for the panel to come, but, so I couldn't do it today. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Good morning, Jones. No, okay. In custody or on bond?
You can custody.
This would be my case.
Well, your case. Oof.
Not trying to.
Um, do we need him out here?
I mean, probably not. So I'd ask the court to set his bond at a PR bond, on his misdemeanor. He does have a $1,500 bond in this case, and also a $2,500 bond on a felony that goes.
So he didn't get an initial PR bond.
No, he did not.
That is really weird. Let's read why, because in these cases, I would like to know why the magistrate justified in not giving the person a PR bond, because normally, you know, I find by clear and convincing evidence that there are no financial conditions of bond that will suffice to reasonably assure safety of the complaining witness and public safety for the following reasons. He's on parole for unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon, 9/27/25. He has an open DWI out of Calcasieu Parish, Louisiana, from 2/18/25. Allegedly, defendant had run his car into a ditch, stumbling, slurred speech, falling asleep, baggie of crack cocaine, 1.92 grams allegedly fell out of his pocket. 6/6 HGN, 6 of 8 walk and turn, 3 of 4 one leg stand, consented to blood and breath. They took a blood draw. Can you bring out Mr. Hey, you want to talk to me while we're waiting?
Appreciate that. Dallas Martin.
Okay,
This was the gentleman from San Diego.
okay.
He was, I think, 2 weeks ago, came down with an illness.
You set him to today's here.
To the day, he's not here. He's still suffering from the same illness he was.
No, dude, I can't.
I have a doctor's note. He's waiting in the Zoom line. I don't want him to have a warrant because of this illness he has. It appears that he's really is suffering from some kind of a virus.
We reset his case from January 6th to January 24th to February 10th and now to February 25th.
Ticket to come down here, but is now ill. And he's got something serious going on. They put him on albuterol, a bunch of other stuff. He's got really bad wheezing, diarrhea, cough, cramps. They're trying to identify what he's got, but he doesn't know yet.
It's been.
He doesn't sound good. I told him to get on Zoom. He's in the waiting room, Judge. I don't know what else to do. I don't want him to have a warrant, get arrested out there, and then have 2 weeks go by before he's transferred. You know,
I don't know what to tell you, Mr. Mercer, but I mean, I think I've been more than reasonable by giving him an entire month to get here. He's still not here. I guess let me finish with this gentleman and then I'll help you out. Good morning, Mr. Jones.
Good morning, sir.
Your lawyer has asked for me to set you a PR bond on this case and to let you out. You have an open felony. You have an open felony in our courts here. Can you run a full NCIC? What else besides? You have an open DWI in Calcasieu Parish. You have an open DWI in Calcasieu Parish. And
Your Honor, I'm waiting from Louisiana.
take your time. There's no rush.
And Judge, I would just ask the court to consider, Mr. Jones does have a permanent address within Houston. He lives together with his wife. He does have stable employment with Texas Steel Converter. So he does have a stable place to stay while his court case is going on as a mode of getting to court for his court dates.
Thanks.
So Your Honor, the only out of state I do see is that ending,
How many DWIs in total do we have?
So between those two, there's no convictions, Your Honor, for DWI, just the two pending ones, this one and then the one. As far though, Your Honor's other criminal history, if Your Honor would like to hear,
Sure.
he's a TDC habitual from what I can see. Currently on parole. And now he's also charged with another third-degree felony, with the crack cocaine.
So it's from a state jail, it's enhanced to a third degree?
It's a third degree because he was over the 1 degree mark.
Do we know, let me ask you this, do we know if a parole hold has been issued or if they're going to?
Let me run that, Your Honor.
Looks like,
Has not been issued yet, Your Honor.
how long has he been on parole?
He got on in 2021, Your Honor. He sentenced to 5 TDC. So my guess is he's coming up shortly on his parole.
Since 1995. I see since 1997, parole violation, 99, parole violation, 12, parole violation, 20, 2 different parole violations. And now while still on parole, you have 2 open DWIs. Scott, you know, you have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right. Mr. Jones, you really, really scare me. If you watch the news every single day, someone dies from an alcohol-related collision in my county. Every single day. You scare me. So while I appreciate your tenacity in asking for a PR bond, I'm going to raise that bond because I think that you are complete and everything that we have here, man. And I cannot possibly give you a PR bond because, Mr. Jones, I don't know if you're going to get out, but I am now going to have you sign with me an affidavit. This is a document where you're going to promise me that you're not going to get into a car for any reason. I don't care what your excuse is. If you get into a car and drive, I can have a contempt hearing. Every single time you get into a car and drive, it's an offense in and of itself, punishable by up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Not only that, you will get a monitor, a leg monitor, and I'm going to put a curfew on you from 7 in the morning. You are not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication, and I'm going to put a scram monitor so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. Do you understand?
Sir.
He has 2 open DWIs, he's on parole, and he has an open 3rd-degree felony. I cannot possibly give him a VR bond. He scares me.
I just asked the board to consider that this is.
It's okay. I get it, but I want you to understand how serious this is. You know, it's not a joke. So please, just don't kill anyone. That's all I'm asking. Thanks. I don't know yet. Let me think and then.
Maybe excuse me.
Please. You ready?
Yes, Judge. Which one, please?
Vimalaya. Do you need a translator? Sorry?
I don't. So I told him we're waiting the interpreter and he was like, I speak English. I'm like,
Oh,
and he did undergo the 90-day ALR suspension on his license.
good morning, Miss Alaya.
sir.
You speak English?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sufficiently well to understand everything that we're doing today? Okay. So you are charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you've done. you need to understand that after today, this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. If you ever get pulled over, an officer's going to see this. If they come up to your window and they smell alcohol, from now on, the proverbial slap on the wrist, from now on, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail if you ever pick up another DWI. Do you understand? So if I were you, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car. It's a huge risk. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You give up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this, you can never change this.
Yes, sir.
You sure you want to do this? How do you plead to the DWI? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty or not guilty?
Did you understand everything I just said to you? No. Did you understand everything I just told you?
Yes, sir. What? I understand, but
What are we doing?
Judge, I think his hesitation was the
That's- yeah.
finality of pleading guilty. I've had that with other.
What rights are you giving up by doing this today?
So you give him your right to appeal, your right for trial.
So I think that we
Gracious.
need to get a translator.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
quiero saber que entiendes, porque si no entiendes, vamos a tener problemas.
yeah, te entiendo.
No entiendes porque yo te estoy haciendo preguntas y no me puedes contestar. ¿Qué está pasando?
That's good. I need to translate.
Okay, toma asiento más.
Toma asiento.
Thanks, Judge.
Mr. Mercer, coming up.
You'll have to forgive me because I am also suffering from some kind of,
As am I. Well, we're both still at work.
and I don't like that he's put me in this position, but and I certainly wouldn't represent to the court that.
I understand, but-
I didn't truly believe
But
it.
here's the thing. I have to be fair. And I cannot continue to do the same thing that I wouldn't do to anyone else, right? Because I have to be fair to you and I have to be fair to them as well. And we have certain obligations here. And me continuing to let him do what he's doing is showing favorable treatment to you guys. And it's not fair. So at some point, I have to say, okay, if you're not going to be here because you don't want to spend the money to come here, I get that you have an excuse that you're sick, but it's already been a month. Most people, they take antibiotics and then they're better. If you're not, then you go to the hospital and you're stuck in the hospital if you have something that serious, right?
I do think it's that serious. I do think it's another set of antibiotics. because the first
But you
one
can
won't
still
work.
make it here, right? You're on a course of antibiotics, wear a mask and come here. If you don't want to get on a plane, take a bus, you can drive. But so I guess what I can do is I can give you one more week, but I'm not going to do anything other than that.
Okay, I'll make it
So-
to him.
I don't,
I don't like the position he's put me in. I don't like to be sitting here
it's,
begging from.
and I understand, look, you have to tenaciously defend your client, Stan. But I'm not going to do this again. I promise you.
Understood.
If he's not here next week, exactly 1 week from today,
Yes, sir.
then I'm going to revoke his bond. I've been more than gracious to give you a month and a half now. It's just not. It's
Yes,
not.
sir.
I can't.
I will tell him a week from today, your bond will be revoked.
If he's not here on both of his cases, and tell him it's going to end up pizza.
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, of course.
Judge, we have a suite of shade that overlooks.
Okay, give me a second. Let me talk to Ricardo then. Who is it?
They're bringing them out, but there's an inmate on that case.
A THA on,
Sorry, for Ricardo, his person's in custody.
okay. They're bringing them out?
Yeah.
Okay. Ricardo.
Yes, Judge. I'm confused. Is mine THA or?
Yes.
No, I
Oh.
think it's, who's someone else's THA, right?
Got it. He has a fugitive or something, but I'm saying separately,
Oh,
there's a THA.
okay, who is it?
Understood.
Yes, let me get them because,
Okay.
who is it?
All right, Judge, page 10, Daniels. Daniels, Dante.
Dante Daniels. Do you have bond conditions on Mr. Addison? Are they in there? So we can get him out of here. Mr. Addison, come on up. We'll get you out of here. I don't see it.
They were filing it right now, Judge.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not up yet. They're just now filing it. Oh,
Judge, approaching on Mr. DeAndre Baptiste.
Mr. Kim,
Hi, Judge.
good morning. How are you?
Morning. I'm all right. How are you, Judge?
Pretty good.
Yes, well, Mr. Kim's on Zoom. I'm approaching, I spoke with my client. My client would like me to approach to ask for a bond so he could go and turn himself into the demanding jurisdiction, Worcester County, Maryland. And so,
Good morning, Mr. Baptiste.
Good morning. How you doing?
So I don't know, I don't know anything about you. I don't know what you're wanted for. I don't know what kind of criminal history you have. A lot of times, whether we give a bond to someone depends on what they're charged with, what kind of criminal history they have. I know that you're going to tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, but everybody tells me this guy's purple, blue, black. So, but paper really tells me who you are because that's how we get to know you in the short time that we have.
No problem.
Mr. Kim, would you like to tell me about him?
Your Honor, he's wanted out of Yavapai County, Arizona for 6 charges, including fraudulent schemes and artifices.
wrong case.
Wrong case.
Oh, sorry, wrong case. He's wanted out of Pasco, Florida for battered prior.
Wrong case.
Oh, for 2, man.
Where are the ones?
Baptiste.
Maryland.
Hold on. Oh, here we go. Sorry. I was reading a different warrant. Okay. He's wanted out of Worcester County, Maryland for theft, but he's wanted out of 6 charges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 charges, including fraudulently intending another's identity to use that information to obtain a value of item and currency totaling a little north of $80,000. He's currently on a deferred adjudication for an aggravated assault. And prior to entering in the deferred adjudication, but after he was charged, he was also charged with carrying a handgun in a motor vehicle. State would be opposed to a bond, Judge.
So, okay, you went kind of fast on. So he has 6 open charges in Maryland or just 2?
Yes. So he has 1 count of $21,455.50. He has another count of $10,700. He has another count of $10,695.50. One count of fraudulently intending a possession of personally identifying information, and another of fraudulently intending to obtain another item of or identity, assuming an identity of another individual to obtain an item of value.
Are all these? Is it like a theft from a person?
It was a fictitious wire transfer for at least one of them. I'm looking at the affidavits. One is routed through PNC
Do we have
Bank.
actual complaining witnesses or victims, especially on the one that's like a 40,000 gig?
That one I can hold on. Here's an account withdrawal. I mean, I can't tell if it's from the bank or from another. If I could just have 30 seconds, I'll take a look at the.
And how old are these cases? Are they new or are they old?
These are relatively new, Judge. This one, so obviously it was after he entered in the deferred adjudication for the aggravated assault, obviously violating his conditions of the aggravated assault.
Let me tell you the problem that I have, Mr. Baptiste. And the way you conduct yourselves in court and the way that you conduct yourself while you're on probation tells me a lot of who you are and whether you will submit and comply with court orders. Because one of the things that we have is when I give you a bond, you have to go turn yourself in to the demanding jurisdiction within 2 weeks.
That's no problem.
Great. Well, the first thing I did was I wanted to look through your history with the probation that you're on. And in the first thing that I pulled up in this bond violation report, I have here for failing to report to the bond unit as scheduled. This is the alleged probation that you're on.
That was waived.
Stop. I don't want you to explain anything.
I know. problem.
The only thing I'm trying to impart to you is the way that you've been on your probation and the fact that you've picked up the 6 cases in Maryland in 23 or 24, whatever it is, and the amount that it is, tells me that it scares me to give you a bond because I don't think that you will comply. And it's unfortunate because I don't like to keep people in, but the reality is paper tells me who you are. And all those bond violation reports, the 6 new cases.
That's
Sorry.
one of the things, if I may, the
Sure.
6 cases, it doesn't make a distinction whether there's 6 separate transactions at one time. And so, he hasn't been able to answer for that. This is only from 2023. He would like an opportunity to do so. He is going to work out his felony case when he gets up there tomorrow. He's going to have a chance to work it out. I don't know if he'll be able to work it out or not, but it's his first opportunity to do so tomorrow. If he makes bond up there, would you consider giving a bond then?
No.
No?
It's just the way that the probation has played out and the fact that he has 6 here. I think in my heart of hearts, if I set you a bond, that it's just, you're not going to show up. You're going to do what you want to do because that's what history tells us.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
I understand you. Thank you.
Okay.
One question. Would you mind explaining to me?
This is not, no. This isn't where you get to do what you want to do.
Let's go. All right, thank you.
Ask your lawyer, and then if it's something, you can talk.
Thanks. We're waiting on an interpreter on the other one, Dave.
Okay, are you done with Young though?
Yes,
Interpreter
Young
here.
is, interpreter's here?
He's right there.
Oh, okay.
So,
You want
ready
to
when you are.
take care of Dave?
Yeah.
We got to bring my guy out. So let
Have him-
Mr. Droga go first.
Let's go. You ready?
Yes.
Leia, L-A-Y. Okay.
Yo te voy a interpretar, caballero.
You need to understand
Que entender.
what we're doing today
Haciendo-
is very, very serious. You make a lifetime decision today.
Estás haciendo una
I
decisión
don't
que te va-
feel that you were understanding what I was telling you in English.
estabas
It's
entendiendo.
that way because I
Ahora
don't want you to have to come back and say, I didn't know what was happening. Understand, you were pleading guilty to this DWI.
Entiendes que estás
This DWI will go on your record.
manejar
It will be there for the rest of your life.
a estar ahí para el resto de tu vida.
What we're doing today
Estamos haciendo aquí.
probably not happen again because from now on, you are facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. If you ever pick up another DWI,
90 días en la cárcel si agarras otro.
give
manejar
up a lot of rights by entering to this agreement.
tus derechos.
You give up the right to a trial,
Estás renunciando al derecho a un juicio.
right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf,
Declarar en parte tuya.
confront and cross-examine your accusers.
La están acusando.
If you are not a citizen,
Si no
there
eres
are
ciudadano.
possible immigration consequences.
Consecuencias posibles de
You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law.
bajo la ley federal.
The most important part